Hey everybody, welcome back to another film of the week. Hope you guys have been enjoying the content on the channel as of late, and hope you guys like this new setup that I will be utilizing for future videos. Just helps with just creating just just a better layout and just with the focus also. So hope you guys enjoy it. And for this week, this day especially when we're filming it, it's actually Godzilla Day. And to commemorate that day and to kind of get a taste of Godzilla in general as a franchise before the latest Godzilla film comes out, Godzilla Minus One, I figured to dip into some of Godzilla. And the film that I chose was Ghidorah, the Three-Headed Monster, which was released in 1964, directed by Ishiro Honda, who would direct the original Godzilla. I believe so. So he would direct 8 of the Godzilla films, starting with the original in 1954, all the way to 1975 with Terror of Mechagodzilla, which I believe was the second time that Mechagodzilla made an appearance, I think. I'm not entirely sure. There are returning faces from the original film, one of which being, what's his name? Oh my god, I had it. I literally had it. Where is it? Takashi Shimura, I think. Notable collaborator with Akira Kurosawa, which actually is one of the most notable things to discuss in the production of this film. Redbeard was in production at the time with this film, and they were falling behind schedule apparently, according to their slate. So, in order to fill in that void, they rushed this film, Ghidorah, the Three-Headed Monster, into production. And to some extent, you can tell that, but just to set it up properly, I mean, it being a Godzilla film, you can sort of expect some stuff. I mean, obviously, it's Godzilla and Rodan, Mothra, and the title character, King Ghidorah, who I believe is making his first appearance in the film. Because Ishiro Honda was, at least according to my small research, was a very notable filmmaker in Japan, kind of preceding Hayao Miyazaki as a very popular face in Japan and in filmmaking in general. For him being that notable for the genre of kaiju, that being the monster franchises, and to some measure the disaster genre, which ultimately monster films are to an extent. And with this, he's bringing in multiple monsters now. It's 4 monsters, 3 monsters against 1. And there are multiple plot lines at play here. There's a plot line with a princess who then is basically being mind controlled by an entity of some sort, some alien-like creature, and a brother and a sister, one of them being a detective, one of them being a journalist, find this princess and embark on this quest to try to save the Earth from the impending doom that is King Ghidorah, the three-headed dragon. So, the thing about the original Godzilla that was interesting was that the original Godzilla was a metaphor. I mean, when the original film came out, it was 1954, right? Yeah, 1954. And obviously, the film being a metaphor for the nuclear holocaust and about the atomic bomb and a lot about that impending like doom that is to arrive, and Godzilla ultimately representing that. And because of that, you get something that's a lot more weightful and something that's a lot more resonant, and something that's just more, or I wouldn't say resonant, that's not the proper word. It's something that's more imposing, I guess you could say, than what ultimately Godzilla devolved into, which was essentially a superhero. And this just kind of puts him in that position. But what you get in this, strangely enough, is some fair ideas. It's ultimately about exploitation and how we exploit certain ideas out of our own selfishness um, and that impending destruction, and how we don't really take such a thing so seriously. Themes that might even resonate to today, especially with like discussions of like climate change and other things that are happening, or at least ideas that people bring up. So it has some fair ideas. The practicality of it is fun. I think that it's extremely convoluted, but because there's just so many things that are happening at once. With, like I said, there's the story over here with the brother and sister, and then with the princess, and then everything starts to wrap up together. But ultimately, it's kind of messy, then coming together organically. It's fairly nonsensical, but oddly enough engaging, and the pacing is fair enough, and the monster action is minimal, but that story that is there at the center of it, thematically speaking, and in general of how it's paced, it's not completely without merit, you know. And when the monsters do fight, it's hysterical because most times it's just this or this, like it's just weird motions, but there's some charm to it. There's some charm within it. I mean, it's extremely cheesy, but within such cheese, there is something of a fun to be discovered. And like I said, thematically, it is a little bit more meaty than I would have expected going into this, because the original film had so much, and everything after that started to devolve. So devolve. So I didn't know what to expect with this, and thankfully there are some ideas there that are not just whatever, just excuses for Godzilla to hit something or whatever. It's convoluted, and it just it just doesn't just feels like it's just throwing things at you at times just to sound deep, but I was otherwise engaged. So and I love the miniatures getting destroyed. I thought that was really cool. It's always a cool thing to see in Godzilla films. But I always wish that that Godzilla films reverted back to the original. The American film, the 2014 one, did take itself rather seriously enough, and then it became ultimately just a smash and bash and all that sort of stuff. I kind of wish it was more of what the original was, but as it stands, it's dumb, but it's kind of fun. So, and oddly, oddly engaging in thematic quality. So yeah, so those are my quick thoughts on Ghidorah, the three-headed monster. Definitely not as good as the original, but strangely interesting and strangely engaging. So those are my thoughts on the film. You guys let me know your thoughts on Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, if you guys have seen it. And of course, since it being Godzilla Day, let me know your favorite Godzilla film, your least favorite Godzilla film, and your thoughts on Godzilla -1. If any of you guys have seen it, I know it was released in Japan. So let me know all your thoughts in the comment section below. And that's gonna be it for me, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. And until then, I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.